Club from all claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use or distribution of said video recordings and photo images, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, or defamation. Next on the agenda is the housekeeping rules. First, please have your video switched on throughout the meeting as one of the means of interaction with other participants. Second, please keep your speaker on mute when you are not speaking. For guests, you are encouraged to partake in the table topics session where you can practice to give impromptu speech. And third, this meeting will be recorded for archive purpose. For any speech that requires no recording, kindly mention before presenting the speech. With that, I shall now pass the stage to our presiding officer, Muhammad Jefri, to do the opening address. Over to you, Jefri.
Thank you, Joshua, for the introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muhammad Jefri, and I'm a member of University Malay Toastmasters Club, obviously. And welcome to our 360 meeting. I hope that after this meeting, everyone will turn 360, of course, for the better. And I'm the Vice President of Public Relations. And also, this is also my first time being the presiding officer, so forgive me. And yeah, this is a last minute preparation. So according to the agenda, I would like to introduce the theme of tonight's meeting. This meeting is thought-provoking for me because we are obviously living in a digital age where AI softwares like ChatGPT have enabled us to communicate more effectively. But what is missing in this digital age is that the ability to communicate effectively. That's where Toastmaster comes in and introduce the 11 pathways in its education program to help us communicate better with one another. And the word of the day is evolve, which means to develop gradually. For this one, I'll leave it to the grammarian to introduce our grammarian Nick Yasmine from ASAA Toastmasters Club. Next slide, please. And yeah, I would like to thank the following. Let's invite Lim Shuen from Utah Toastmasters Club to introduce herself. Lim Shuen, can you introduce yourself to us?
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Lim Shuen. You can actually call me Shuen. I'm from Utah Toastmasters Club, and currently I am the AD for District 51, Area H2. Regarding my role as a genuine evaluator, I think I'll just explain it during the roleplay introduction.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. And can we also have Lilin from Cyberstar Toastmaster Club to give a brief introduction about yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Lilin. I'm from Cyberstar Toastmaster Club. This is my first time to join this meeting, and tonight I'll be a speech evaluator for second speaker. And I hope my feedback will help you to you will gain my feedback for I hope my feedback you will get to do your speech become from good to great. That's all for me.
Thank you, Lilin, for volunteering to be our speech evaluator for tonight. And then can we also have Yasmine from ASAA Toastmaster Club? She came a lot of times. I think she can give a brief introduction to our guest here.
Hi everyone, my name is Yasmine and I'm from ASAA Toastmasters Club. ASAA Toastmasters Club is in the same area as which is area W1. And thank you to Zhi Jun for inviting me tonight as grammarian. And I look forward to enjoying the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmine, once again. And we have visiting Toastmasters here. Can I invite firstly Mr. Alvin from Sri Petani Toastmasters Club, or can you introduce yourself to us?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Alvin. I'm from Satu Hati Club from Switaling. This is my first time attending a virtual meeting, and this is the first time attending the virtual meeting for UM as well.
Thank you, thank you. For me personally, now only I know that we have a club called Satu Hati. I'll look that up on Facebook. Okay. Can we also have Madam Gaik Hoon from Satu Hati to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm Gaik Hoon. I'm president of Satu Hati Club, and I was impressed by UM students whenever I met them, whether online or physically. So the moment that our VPE informed that tonight there are a meeting, so I actually asked Alvin to come along. Alvin is my mentee, and he just joined. He just joined our club. He just joined our club recently, so I just want him to explain what's the difference between our community club and student club and how you run differently virtually. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Gaik Hoon, for the effort in introducing a new member to Toastmasters. And last but not least, can I have Terry to introduce yourself? I believe this is the second time Terry is visiting our club. Yeah, Terry, are you there?
Oh yes,
Hi.
me is it? Sorry, I was like wearing my shirt. I was shirtless like just now. Sorry, what's the question again?
Can
Not
you
second
introduce
time.
yourself? This is your second time, right, visiting us?
Is it second time? I think more than that. Yeah, I 20.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
not like that much lah. I was like supporting my friends. Yeah. So I mean I like the whole culture here. It was really supportive. It's a really safe place for you to build and learn, right? So I mean that's what I like the most about UMTMC. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, explain myself. What should I explain about myself? I'm a human being from Earth. Oh, sorry. Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Okay, I guess that's all. And all right, and I would like to officially call the meeting to order. With that, I would like to hand over control to the Toastmaster of the evening, Nicholas. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Zhi Jun, for giving me this opportunity to become the Toastmaster of the evening for this meeting today. So, good evening, everyone. I'm the Toastmaster of the evening, and my role is to host the meeting. So, basically, I would like to say that the history of Toastmaster is basically is formed by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in his effort to train men in speaking and conducting meetings. First meeting was actually held in California, USA, and the organization has slowly expanded internationally. Today, there are over 282,000 members in 147,000 Toastmaster Club in over 144 countries. So, UM Toastmaster Club is actually UM Toastmaster Club is part of Toastmaster International and it has been operating since 2007. The first meeting was actually held in Faculty of Language and Linguistics, and it produced graduates with good public speaking, communication, and leadership skill. Okay, so can I go to the next one? Here are the Toastmasters International core values, which there are 4: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Today's meeting will be classified into 3 parts basically, which is the table topics hosted by our table topic master of today is Jane. Then it will be prepared speech and also evaluation. Table topics is actually a session allow guests and members to practice impromptu speaking and thinking. In prepared speech, club members attempt pathway project, present to the members and guests. Basically, and last but not least, in evaluation, speaker gets constructive feedbacks by evaluators and technical role players. I would like to invite our honorable role players for today to introduce you guys what is their role for the meeting today. Can I have the grammarian? can I invite the grammarian, Yasmine, to
Hi.
introduce?
Good evening, fellow masters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, and I will take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is evolve, which means to develop gradually or to cause something or someone to develop gradually. Example of using the word: the technology industry continues to evolve rapidly, introducing new innovations and advancements each year. Over time, species evolve to adapt to their changing environments and increase their chances of survival. That's all from me. At the end of the meeting, I will give my grammarian report. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, the grammarian, Miss Yasmine. And I'd like to invite our handsome accountant, Samuel, to introduce his role to all of our guests today.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nicholas, and for the compliment. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. Yes, I'm the accountant for today, and today I'll be keeping count of the number of words that have the crutch words or pause fillers by anyone who speaks. And during the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words, including and I will also note when the speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Nicholas.
Thank you for your introduction of your role, Samuel. And I want to continue with the timer, which is our Toastmaster Koon.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nicholas. I'm the timer of the days. I will time for the table topic speakers, the prepared speech speakers, and the evaluations for their times. I will also alert the speakers of the remaining time with this green, yellow, and red with a background. Thank you.
Okay, last but not least, we saved the best for the last, which is the general evaluator. We like to invite Shuen to introduce your role to all of us.
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Shuen again. And tonight I will be the general evaluator for UMPSE meeting. All right, so the general gist of it is that the GE evaluates everything from top to bottom of the whole entire meeting that takes place. And in addition, I actually have my own team. So my own team consists of basically the grammarian, counter, timer, basically all my technical role players, as well as the speech evaluators, including the table topics and each of the prepared speech evaluators. And after all of those evaluations are done, I will just give my 2 cents on the whole meeting towards the end. All right, so I'll pass it back to the Toastmasters of the evening.
Thank you very much to the general evaluator for today's meeting. Next, I would like to get to the table topics. And for today, I would like to remind you guys, everyone, that our president, Jane, is having her level 3 active listening as part of her table topic master project. So basically, this project is, the purpose is actually for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others says. And I like to continue with topics.
Okay. So hi everyone, I'm Jane and I'm your table topic masters for today. Okay, thank you. So actually, I have two names in hand where they registered before the meeting, but I only saw one of them here. So first, I would like to invite Samuel to choose a number between 1 to 13.
Seven. And I thought I register just
Yeah, you register for the table topics. 7, yeah. 7. You want a hard one or a easy one?
I mean anything lah. I'm okay je. Okay lah. Yeah.
Sorry?
Okay, hard one, let's give it a go.
So your topic is virtual presentation. Virtual presentation, Samuel.
So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on virtual presentation. So, for this is my first time using a virtual presentation on Toastmasters. And I find that it is very difficult. And because it's hard to communicate with people around, and I found that it was how it is actually less powerful compared to the physical speech. However, the benefits of virtual presentation has increased in participation because more people can join from different places of the country. We even have people from Klang, from Sri Petaling, from Kuala Lumpur, and this will help to boost participation in the Toastmaster in general. And of course, the second thing is about what we can wear during the speech itself, because this is less physical. You don't know what I could be actually wearing below me. And it is very comfortable. And because of that, I will not let you know what I'm wearing down there because it's virtual presentation. It's a very flexible presentation. And with that, I think that the virtual presentation is indeed an effective way to engage participants and also to really get comfortable to be able to present during the presentation, except for the physical, it loses on the physical sense where we get to interact with friends around us. And back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Samuel, for telling us that how less powerful is a virtual presentation carry out, where he mentioned that it is his first time on a virtual presentation, and that makes me thought back of my first virtual presentation, which is my first visit to TTME KL, where I was also called up for a table topic session. Wow, that's very, very, I would say, not a so good experience for me. All right, next. Anyone wanted to volunteer? Okay, I saw Terry raising up his hand. Terry, from 1 to 13, except 7, choose a number.
What's the hardest one? What's the second hardest one?
You choose.
1 to 17, is it?
1 to 13, except 7.
Oh, 13. Hey, 13.
13. 1 is harder.
Okay, 1 is harder. Okay, I take 1. So we got personal bias here. Okay. Oh, no, right. Okay.
So Terry, your title is Miscommunication. Miscommunication, Terry.
Miscommunication. Okay. Hello to fellow Toastmasters. It's a really grateful moment here for me to share with you what is miscommunication. Sharing back a story. Okay. Back then, when it comes to virtual presentation that was once evolved through physical presentation. We used to think that the right way of presenting ideas is to making sure is to making sure that presentation must be done through a physical way where information can be transferred through that manner. But the coming of COVID-19 has causes a transition in between the way information was delivered, and therefore virtual presentation was come in hand. So the idea here today is a communication platform effective during using this virtual presentation manner. So evolving throughout this whole generation, we have seen through how virtual communication might not be as effective as physical presentations, as we understand that certain words or chunks might not be able to be delivered clearly due to network constraint, or I would say the network speed. And this causes a large amount of ineffectiveness in delivering the idea. So speaking about miscommunication, it's mainly about how are we able to effectively deliver a certain idea using what our audience actually wanted, from the way we speak all the way to how we wanted to deliver the idea matters the most, and also the platform that we use. So in a nutshell, physical presentation is way more better because it's able to minimize the redundancy that happened. Thank you again to our fellow Toastmaster.
Thank you, Terry, for telling us that since COVID-19, we reduce our face-to-face presentation and came up with a new idea called virtual presentation. Not stealing others' topic, okay? So he told us that virtual is not effective as physical. Yes, I do agree with that. Therefore, I hope that his presentation is effectively delivered to every one of us here. Okay. And all right. Next, anyone else wanted to volunteer?
I saw Nicholas. Okay. Nicholas, okay.
Huh? Where? Oh.
I raised my hand virtually in virtual presentation.
Sure. From same like 1 to 13 except 1 and 7.
Give me 13.
Your title is Online Education. Online Education, Nicholas.
Thank you for giving this topic for me to talk about online education. I've been I went through a lot of online education in my life, and I can safely say that online education has pros and cons. Let's talk about the pros of online education. First and foremost, online education is very easy and it's very accessible for all of the students. Basically, you don't even need to go out from your home. You wake up, no need to shower, just on your laptop and start your class. Then let's talk about the cons. Online education and the physical education difference is from heaven and earth. It is because online education, as I've experienced before, is less interactive compared to physical education. This is because that if you're having a physical education, you can basically focus more when you're in class. For example, when I was in Form 6, I was having my online education and also physical education. So when I have my physical education, I can focus more and I can ask the teachers, ask my friends, the students for questions. But online education is like, basically I can just off my camera and sleep. So, but there's still like some things that we need to change for online education, because eventually physical education need to evolve into online education like a Pokemon. So I say that online education is important for the future, but there will be needing some improvement. Maybe all of the students will require to on their cameras and be interactive with the teachers. So thank you everyone for giving me a chance to talk about online education, because I've been through a lot of online education and physical education throughout my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas, for telling us his story about his story and experience about online education, where I have also been through online education since SPM, matriculation, even year one, last semester. The past semester, I'm still going through online education, where I always skip online classes. Anyways, let's move on to the next speaker. Anyone else want to volunteer? Okay, I saw Ming Kang raise up his hand. Wait, I saw Kenneth raise up his hand also. Ming Kang first. Ming Kang. 1 to 13, 2 to 12, except 7.
3.
3. Your title is.
Oh my God, I see your face. I'm already nervous.
Your title is TikTok. TikTok. Ming Kang.
Good evening, everyone. The topic given to me is something that I'm not familiar with. That is TikTok. I once opened a TikTok account just to follow my uncle, who has been successful in doing online business due to TikTok. Like the way he did was to ask me, hey, can you follow my account? I'll give you 50 ringgit. I was like, oh my God, I do not have a TikTok account, but 50 ringgit, I'm just gonna open one and follow. So that brings me to the world of TikTok, which I think is, I want to start TikTok is just for entertainment, just for some dancing thing, and for some after work enjoyment, and before bed enjoyment. But I was wrong. I saw someone successfully build his business model of a traditional business, because my uncle is working as a worker at the pipe, you know, the plumber, but he's been successful in expanding his business just being a plumber in TikTok. I was like, oh my God, if I ever do a business, I'm gonna have a TikTok account, because I think the algorithm makes the TikTok being very successful, and compared to Instagram and Facebook, it reaches the audience, especially nearby your locations, better, right? I think Facebook and Instagram is very good for people that follow you, and it's limited. It's not that good for people who do not know you. But if you're staying at a place, and with TikTok, you can kind of expand your networkship and your business to really people nearby who don't follow you, who don't even know you. But because of the good algorithm, they might know you from TikTok. So TikTok is good, but personally, I don't use it. I should. Back to the table topping master.
Thank you, Ming Kang. For me, right, I actually don't use TikTok also. And the reason that I downloaded it is almost the same as Ming Kang's, which is to get some freebies. Ming Kang talked about that through TikTok we can expand our business and also network. So Ming Kang, you thought you say that you need to do that. I'll wait you to build up your TikTok account. Okay, and then next, okay, back to Kenneth. 2 to 12, except 3 and 7.
3 and 7, then 4.
4. So Your title is Disconnected. Disconnected, Kenneth.
Last week, I went to this small town known as Fraser Hill. Fraser Hill being the trio among the highlands in the Western Peninsula Malaysia. Yeah, for your information, Cameron Highland, Genting Highlands, and Fraser Hill, the trio of highlands in the West Malaysia. I thought Fraser Hill is something as vibrant as Cameron Highlands, as entertaining as Genting Highlands. But then when I went up there, no gas station, no hospitals, no malls, no shopping centers. Oh my God. I feel like I was disconnected. Even the internet connection is weak. Oh my God, how I'm going to survive for 2 days up there? However, I realize I have an opportunity beside the disconnected. I evolve to someone who embraces the nature. I evolve to someone who can live without the internet. I evolve into someone who felt relaxed after mingling with the hustle bustle city life. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our initiative to find the opportunity behind every problem. If you have ever felt disconnected in a situation, think, what is the opportunity and what can you learn from this disconnection? And I believe you will get better. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenneth, for the thanks for telling us that to get opportunity, to find opportunity behind everything that could happen. Yes, being disconnected from facilities doesn't mean that we cannot. Doesn't mean that we are lost. We are whatever. Looking to the other side, we can go back to the reality, go back to the trees, the forest around us. And last time when I went to Poster Now with Ming Kang, that was a great night with all the stars. Yes. And anyways, anyone else's want to try? Who else?
If no, can I have a try? Or Zhi Jun, you want to try?
You try first, then I try later.
Okay.
Okay.
First.
Jeffrey, choose a number.
Just 8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, give you a heart. Number
Okay.
8. Your title is Virtual Reality. Virtual Reality, Jeffrey.
Few days ago, we heard the news whereby Elon Musk will be visiting Malaysia very soon. And we know that he is also intending to fight Mark Zuckerberg in a cage match. And would it be wonderful if we can all witness the event, not having to attend physically, but we can attend it through VR, or as I call it, the virtual reality. In that case, we will be evolving, but backwards. Because who wants to see a billionaire fight a lizard? And of course, when you see that this match is happening, we don't expect the winner to be the strongest, but rather who is the richest, because they can outpay each other, right? I can pay you $50 billion and you let me win, and vice versa. Anyways, back to the topic. If virtual reality is affordable, I think that all of us will just be staying at our home because anything is possible, right? From studying, socializing. However, it is a distant future because owning a VR can be incredibly expensive, especially for B40 person like me. But it's not something new. We have such hardwares like the HTC Vive, the PS4 VR, and whatnot, which requires a lot of investment, good PC, and such. But I believe that it will be a dream come true for me if it is made affordable and we can do away with the PCs and just communicate through VR, which will make future Toastmasters meeting more interesting. Thank you. Back to you, Jane.
Thank you, Jeffrey. You mentioned that through VR, you can attend virtual events.
Jane.
Just
Okay, can hear you. Sorry. Just now couldn't hear. Now can hear.
Jeffrey mentioned that through VR we can attend virtual events, just sit at home and you can go around the world. That's really a dream come true if it is really made affordable. Because in my opinion, VR is not a very cheap thing to achieve. Okay, so I see that Redmi 90, do you want to try table topic?
I'd like to try.
Okay, sure, Gaik Hoon. We still have number 2, 5, 6,
Number
9, 10, 11, 12. Number 2. 2. Okay. Sorry, Zhi Jun. Next up. So number 2, your title is select an emoji that represents your mood or feelings about communication in the digital era. Select an emoji that represents your mood or feelings about communication in the digital era. Gaik Hoon.
There are so many emoji in the digital era. I don't know which one to use. But the most one that I use is the emoji called prayer. Because this prayer emoji, it represents a lot of meaning. To me, as a Christian, we pray to the Lord. To some Buddhists say it's a blessing. It's a lot of ways, but if you really go into the original meaning of this emoji is to clap hands. Just like I clap your hand. Let's do that. Just a clap hand. So what I like about this emoji is it means so many things. You do not know how to encourage the person. You just give high five. And I believe your generation, you are the generation that grow up with high five. Anything you're happy, you high five. You whatever you do, you hold high five. So with this emoji, it can be a high five. And as my age, this means a lot to me because it means a blessing. And thank everyone for blessing me and guiding me. And definitely as a Christian, we also pray to the Lord that whatever we do, we surrender to our God and let them be surrender so that they lead our way. So ladies and gentlemen, what is the best emoji to me or to you? To me, it's definitely this one because it covers from when we first started to have handphone. This emoji is already existed till today. It's still forever green. I believe it covers as high five. It covers as a blessing. It also covers as a prayer. So all back to you. Thank you very much. And I give this to y'all. Thank you for having me. And I also pray that your club will have more members and achieve your president club by this coming term. Thank you very much. High five, everyone.
Thank you, Gaik Hoon, for the blessing. I will take that. I will thank you if I achieve that. Yes, the prayer emoji. It is not only about praying, but also encouraging others, giving blessing to others. Sometimes I always use it to express my gratefulness towards the others. High five. Okay. Yes, it's also a good emoji to ask a favor from someone. Ming Kang, please. Okay, sorry. Next, we will go back to Zhi Jun. Zhi Jun. We still have 5, 6, 9 to 12.
Which one is easier one?
I don't know.
5.
5. So Zhi Jun, your title is Online Translator. Online Translator, Zhi Jun.
Hello everyone. What I get the topic is online translator. For me, personally, I seldom use this app, but I tried once before when I'm going to overseas for travel, which is in Da Nang, Vietnam. Which is when I want to buy souvenir at the store there. And then I want to ask there's one auntie who sell the mini souvenirs. And then I ask, okay, how much is this? Because we use English to communicate, right? But the auntie, because I don't know that this is quite rural area. So the auntie will be like, what are you talking? So I also don't know Vietnam. So she also not so familiar with English. So we just like, okay, never mind. Luckily, I just use the Google. I use what I typed in the Google Translator, and then I convert it to the Vietnam, and then I just play it. And then finally she just showed this like, okay, just show, okay, 7, okay, I just pay it. So what thing for me for the online translator is like, when you go to overseas, like especially to the places where the residents are here not use the international language like English not so frequently, so it's the best way for us to communicate by using this app. Also, it's familiar for our TTM evaluator, right? Like going to Chiang Mai and there's rarely to see in English at here, so you just use the translator to use that bit. So that's all from me. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Zhi Jun, for mentioning that using online translator, we can go anywhere. We can speak to anyone. We can speak in whatever language in a more interesting way, which is through online translator, translate it and show it to the others. And I think
Redmi 90 wants to try.
yes. So Redmi 90.
Yes, hi.
Hi. So okay, so a little intro to table topic is you choose a number and then I'll give you a topic and you will go impromptu.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay. So we still have 6, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Can choose a number.
9.
Okay, so 9. Your title is what's more important, speaking or listening? What's more important, speaking or listening? Over to you. Renee, right?
Yeah, it's Renee. Hi.
When it comes to speaking or listening, it's difficult to say specifically which one is more important over the other, but I guess when it comes to communication, speaking is not really the only way to communicate. There are sign language, there is written language, there is many other ways to communicate, and text, art. And so in that sense, I think that listening is technically more important. After all, there are many ways to gather information as well, but it takes a certain skill and patience and in order to listen to others. After all, I do think that although there are people who physically are unable to listen to others, with disabilities and whatnot, but in general, I do think it's very important to be able to listen to others. Although it's often seen as, moral value and taken as just something that, it's something that you're supposed to do, but you don't really understand like the importance of it. You just know that people say it often and it's a phrase, it's a thing. But I think that there are a lot of skills involved in listening, and I don't think that many people are capable of fully mastering it. I would say that a lot of communication issues stems from not being able to listen to someone. And listening to someone is not equivalent to hearing them. Just because you can hear what they're saying doesn't mean that you fully accept it and digest it and make it your own, into your own reasoning, to your own understanding. Because listening is more than just what you're saying, I remember it, or I just heard it. It's more about a little bit more mental processes should go into it. For example, understanding the content and making it your own. Usually there are active listening and passive listening at that. And so depending on the situation, you have to pick what you need and what is important. But in the sense that when you go through day-to-day life and you think about what's more important, listening or speaking, I do believe that there are so many ways to express yourself through art, through writing, through dance, though that's not my thing. But because of that, I do think that listening would very much help you mentally and emotionally. Thank you.
So, thank you, Renee, for telling us that listening is technically more important, where we need more skills to being able to really listen to someone, to listen to what they are really saying about. And I think with that, we will come to an end for our table topic session. I will now pass the stage to Joshua to launch the voting session.
Okay,
Joshua.
thank you, Table Topics Master Jean. So I will share the link, or you can go to Slido, sli.do/umtmc to can anyone access the voting?
No. I think you created another one, right?
I duplicate.
I
Is there any number?
Okay. Wait, let me see. Oh yes, there's a vote. There's a vote.
Wait, why I can't vote?
I also can't vote. Maybe
Maybe.
switch a different browser.
Maybe we can try this here. Like for those who can't access the sli.do/umtmc, I shared another link which is directly towards the
while we are voting, can we have a photo session and a break time?
sure.
Okay, all right. Can I invite everyone to turn on their camera? I'll take the photo this round. A good one. Okay, so we have two sessions. The first one is like a formal one, and the second is a freestyle. Okay, look at the camera, yeah. On count of three, 3, 2, 1, smile. Hey, Joshua is not turning on his camera. Joshua, are
I
you there?
think something's wrong with my camera.
Okay, it's okay. Okay. Wait, let me check the quality. Okay, another one is freestyle. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. We shall have a 5-minute break.
Yeah, thank you so much for the break.
Okay, we'll resume at 8:58. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so welcome back, everyone. Now we would like to continue with our prepared speech. I shall now pass the floor to our Toastmaster of the evening, Nicholas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joshua. I would like to continue with the meeting today, which is the prepared speech. So we are now in the project speeches session. In this session, club members attempt project craft in Toastmaster Pathway Program and present to us. There are 11 paths, 5 core competency and 5 levels. As you can see here, we would like to continue to the members today, which is Zhi Jun. Zhi Jun today is giving her level 3 connect with storytelling. Her purpose statement is, the purpose of this project is for the members to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
So her title will be Interculture. Zhi Jun, Interculture.
I have to read the evaluation statement, right?
Yes,
The
sure.
purpose statement. Okay. Go back to this one I read for Zhi Jun and Kenneth. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within the speech or giving a speech that is a story. Thank you. Back to you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And I would like to invite our dear speaker, our Vice President of Education, Zhi Jun, for her speech, Interculture. Zhi Jun, Interculture.
So, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Your Miss Matriculation Life. This word came from my biology lecturer confidently on the last day of our biology class. Like most of the Malaysian students, fresh out of secondary school, especially the non-natives like Chinese and Indians, most of us will have a dream, which is to get in matriculation so that we can get into the public university and get the course we want easily. Definitely, I was one of them. So when I was fortunate to receive the offer of Kedah Matriculation College, I accepted it with an extraordinary feeling and left my home in Penang to pursue my pre-university studies at Changlun Kedah, which is located 10 minutes away from Thailand. As you know, the students of matriculation consist of 90% of natives and only 10% of non-natives, which means the environment in matriculation is full of the native, especially Malay style, which was different from the Chinese culture I used to adopt in Penang during my past 18 years. Starting from that time, a strong culture shock comes to me. The first thing I feel unaccustomed to was the language. As a person who speaks Mandarin every day, once I go there, I feel uncomfortable with the Malay environment, which is my classmate speaks Malay, even though the lecturers use Malay to explain the text. Although the medium language of the science stream subjects is English, like chemistry, what I know is relative molecular mass. What the lecturer thought is GSIM molecular, I think it's like that, GSIM molecular relative. So I be like, what are you talking? So I have to self-translate in my brain and, oh, this one is related molecular mass like that. So it's hard for me to catch up this. Furthermore, the slang of Malay at Kedah is slightly different from the normal Malay in other states. For example, the Malay of water is air, but in Kedah, especially in northern Kedah there, it's called ayah. Sounds like the father in English. So I spent a lot of time learning to speak Malay in that local style at Kedah. That's one moment that happened to be. During the class discussion for our co-curriculum project, I tried my best to use Malay language to give out my opinions. And suddenly, one of my classmates unmute the mic and stopped me. Hey, Zhi Jun, actually, you can speak English. We can try to understand. I said, what? Is it my Malay is not very good? I said, yeah, your Malay is a bit laggy. So I just feel embarrassed at the moment. But luckily, after several months, my speaking, especially my Malay speaking, has improved and I can talk to my Malay friends naturally. Next, I feel uncomfortable with is the food sold at the cafes in matriculation. At first, I was interested to take a new try on the Malay cuisine, such as the celup-celup, nasi kukus, which is a steamed rice, nasi kerabu, and ayam gunting. After several days, what I found unacceptable is the food repeats every day. During noon, there are just chicken dishes such as fried chicken and chicken curry repeat every day. And the vegetables usually are raw, which they call ulam, is it? I found difficult for myself to swallow the raw vegetables. And during dinner time, usually there are only the fried rice, which in Malay is called nasi goreng. They got different types of nasi goreng, which is nasi goreng Pattaya, nasi goreng ayam, nasi goreng kampung, and other types of the fried rice repeats every day. At last, after I almost want to graduate, I can memorize the menus and dishes of the cafe. Like the nasi goreng kampung is at the 4th row of the menu. And even which dishes, like the fried chicken put at the left, and usually the vegetables put at this side, the upper side, I can memorize it very well. So, of course, I also start to miss a lot of my home cooked dishes at my house and always counted the days I could go back to eat the Chinese dishes. Despite the poor environment there and lots of the rules and restrictions, like we cannot go home during weekends due to the COVID-19 seasons. However, it's fun to challenge the intercultural too. I enjoy wearing the Malay traditional costume, which is the baju kurung, to go to classes every day. Feel like very pretty, very beautiful on myself. I worn it before the tudung, which is I borrowed from my roommate and she taught me how to wear the tudung, but I was embarrassed to wear it out from the road. So I just wear it inside my room and just take some selfie. During the Ramadan season, I also tried puasa before, which is fasting. For a non-Muslim, which is quite hard to control myself for not drinking water throughout the day. So I feel that I feel like my Muslim friends, they are very strong, that how they can control themselves for not eating and not drinking for a long day. So I feel that they are very strong. I feel amused. Especially during the hot, scorching afternoon. Very hard to control myself for not drinking. But afterwards, we have an iftar meal within classmates. It was a relief when the sounds of the prayers come out because Finally, I can enjoy the meals and the cold drinks after a long day's suffering. Here is my story about how a Chinese girl who came from a strong Chinese background experienced intercultural life in matriculation. What I will conclude for my 10-month matriculation life is, it's horrible, but fruitful too. Besides understanding more about different cultures, I learned a lot from attending various activities and competition, and being president, how to manage a club, and teaching mathematics and physics to peers. The most important thing is I have a memorable friendship with my classmates and roommates at there, which warmed my heart and evolved myself to be a better person and be more brave to accept any challenges in the future. That's all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Zhi Jun, for the wonderful speech about interculture. I do relate to you. When I was in University Malaya, I was in my hostel and the food in the cafeteria is full of fried chicken, rice, curry, and the vegetable is very limited. So I have to resort to ordering outside food such as ginseng and HYK to be in my comfort zone. But I do admire your ability to adapt to situation quickly as you did in your matriculation life. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Kenneth for his level 3 Connect with Storytelling. I would like to invite his evaluator to give out the purpose statement.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that it is a story. Back to you.
Thank you for giving the purpose statement, Lilin. And I would like to continue with his title. Replacing the P word with opportunity, Kenneth. Replacing the P word with opportunity.
Hey, can you guys see my screen? Because my screen share. Yes, no problem. I
Yes,
guess you
can
guys
see.
see it, right? Am I audible? Because I'm in KTF right now.
Yeah,
It's a
you're
little bit
audible.
hectic right here. Okay. I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. I think driving is an ordinary routine for everyone. Commuting to work, have supper in ASAA, or to school. I once thought driving was a routine for me until I'm in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia. Hi everyone, I'm Kenneth, a third-year student in UM and a cautious driver originating from Penang. What's your first impression of driving in Penang? I guess the appearance of reckless drivers everywhere, rushing motorists, riding in a zigzag manner, right? However, these are not a problem for me. I drove a four-wheel car. Imagine a gigantic four-wheel car that usually drive to cross through the mud. Yeah, that type. Pajero Sports Mitsubishi. I drove that, navigating through the narrow lanes in Penang, catching my girl everywhere. I thought I've evolved into a driver who achieved the pinnacle of driving skills. I thought I am incredible until I'm in KL. When I first arrived in KL, what I saw was highways, SPE, Guthrie, Lata, NKVE, SKVE, Putrajaya, Kuala Lumpur Highway, Bukit Jalil Highway, Sungai Besi Ulu Klang, Sungai Besi Highway. Yeah, the list goes on and on. A lot of highways intersecting in a zigzag manner. And I realized waste is completely useless and it will make your head spin even more. I had a few close calls with other vehicles. One involving a lorry in front of me. And I braked. All of a sudden, luckily, I was not hitting the lorry. Once, I was being hit by a careless driver here. Luckily, I was compensated $100 and my vehicle was not in a very serious condition. But then again, I realized I have this phobia hitting me hard. The fear of driving. The whole phobia. The whole phobia. Once, I have visited this article, an article featuring a cognitive behavioral theory. What is it? To alternate your thinking. One of the ways is to replace the pivot. I don't want to say what is pivot, I just tell it because when I say it out, it doesn't work anymore. The pivot, P-R-O-B-L-E-M, replace P-R-O-B-L-E-M with opportunities, as such what you can see from this diagram. Whenever you are confronted with a P-R-O-B-L-E-M in front of you, think, what are the opportunities underlying this pivot? What can I do to rectify the P? What are the lessons learned? What are my challenges and how can I take, or what can I take to solve this challenge? And that, when you alternate your thinking, when you adjust your mindset, you'll realize the sky is bluer as what you have seen. The world is prettier than what you have experienced. For example, what can I learn from my experience? Drive more in KL. Don't be afraid of the highways. Practice more. Don't be afraid of rushing vehicles everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, in your life, I believe there are countless P-R-O-B-L-E-M, right? Alternate your thinking. Evolve into a better person. And I believe your life will become more and more positive. My last words before I end my story here. My story, which I was sharing with you just now, is not so important. The most important lesson for everyone here, whenever you are confronted with P, replace true, P-R-O-B-L-E-M, and fit it with opportunities. Thank you. Nicholas, habis dah. Nicholas, I think you are not audible, I guess.
You're not audible, Nicholas. We cannot hear you.
Should I take over? Oh, okay, Nicholas is there.
Okay. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. Thank you, Kenneth, for your wonderful speech about Penang drivers and also the P word. I like to thank him because I see a lot of drivers in Penang that are very confident in their driving and the way they drive is honestly spectacular. So I like to continue to the next. Okay, I think that all of our speech just is done. So Next would be the evaluation. Joshua, can you share the screen? Okay. Okay, let's continue to the next session, which is our general evaluator, which is Shuen. She would give her general evaluation towards the meeting, and basically I would like to invite her. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Nicholas, the Toastmasters of the evening, for the introduction. And yes, everyone, welcome to the evaluation, the last part of our PIE session. Okay, so evaluation, we will have all of the technical role players as well as all the speech evaluators, including the table topics. And we have an extra evaluator today because we have a member who is doing the active listening. So the table topics masters is going to be evaluated as well. All right, without further ado, let me call based on the agenda. All right, the first evaluator I have will be the table topics evaluator, who is Ming. Ming, are you ready?
Yes, am I audible enough?
Yes, you are. So I'll pass the floor to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for introducing my role as a table topics evaluator. So let's begin with today's evaluation on the table topic speakers who briefly participated in this marathon, which is quite impressive. There are 9 speakers, and let us give them a round of applause for making an effort to make a speech. It's not an easy thing to do table topic speech because it is impromptu in nature, and you are not given much time to think about it, and you are being told to make about 1 to 2 minute speech. And in lieu of that, I have to say I'm impressed and I learned a lot from you guys. So let's start with the first table topic speaker, Samuel, with a given topic, virtual presentation. So what I like about his speech is that there's a flow. So he started with a sense of like a discuss about virtual presentation, about there is no physical connection on virtual presentation. However, he did point out the pros of it, which are the pros of having a virtual presentation are boost to the number of participants as an outreach, and allows the participant to attend to the presentation and any meetings in the way they want. So in his words, you can wear whichever pants you want throughout the meeting. As for the points of improvement, I will suggest Samuel to give a good recap, especially towards the end of the speech. Like say, what are the cons? You can say lack of face-to-face contact, boost participation, outreach, let the participant decide what is comfortable for them. So this is a way to wrap up speech so that the audience, such as me, can be reminded about what are your points in the speech. The next speaker is Terry, and his title is called Miscommunication. He is a very enthusiastic speaker. He laid case against the virtual meetups, especially saying that there is some issues on redundancy, especially when he wants to communicate with other people. What I like him to make improvement in his speech is that, can you share about how does this miscommunication impact you in that way? So I want to know, how does online participation or online meetups cause the miscommunication, and could you tell us more about it? I want to know. It will be this will help you to strengthen your points and your future speeches. As for Nicholas, our third speaker, he is given a title Online Education. So he started his speech with a very strong. He started a speech with stating that, okay, this is what he wants to do. He was brief the pros and cons in his speech, And he also provide example of why online education may not be a good thing, because people like us, occasionally, if we just being lazy, we just turn off the cameras and you can just sleep throughout the lectures or throughout the class. So as a point of improvement for you, Nicholas, in your future speech is that while I like the way you say about the improvement you suggested on online education, I would like you to put in the stronger words. I say, as a point of improvement, or you will say, I believe online education can be improved. First thing first, we should make everyone turn on the cameras, like here, right? So, and this, you could encourage everyone to turn on the cameras here as well. That is a good start. As for the fourth speaker, Ming Kang, the title given is TikTok. I personally never used TikTok in my life, and I installed it in my life because I heard a lot of bad news, bad press around it. So I just don't quite like it. And what he shared is his perspective and his experience with his uncle, who is a plumber. This is a very good way to engage with audience. That, as normally personal experience is the best way to get the audience engaged and get the audience connected to us, connected to speaker, which is Ming Kang. So he talked about his uncle, who is a plumber, who managed to rise in his fame due to TikTok, making more money than ever could, if due to this online platform. So I would, as for points of improvement for Ming Kang, I would suggest him, maybe you could share a lesson about what you have experienced so far. Maybe you said, maybe this is not a right way to have misconception. Maybe that is a good start. As you say, so we shouldn't judge the book by its cover. That is a very good way to connect everything back, and all of us could take something back from this experience of yours. The fifth speaker, Kenneth, is given with the title Disconnected. I like his speech is that he can control the pacing of his speech pretty well. He started by stating an experience in his trip at the Fraser Hill with no malls, no hospital, so on and so on. I feel disconnected. I felt engaged instantly, and I can understand Fraser Hill is kind of a boring place. It gives a sense to the audience, including me. As for points of improvement for Kenneth, is that I'd like you to share more on what aspect you think being disconnected is good in you. Maybe you could say, my anxiety is gone without looking at the phone, something like that. Maybe use the similar pacing method you did earlier to replicate it on your experience in Fraser Hill. How does it improve your well-being? That will be a surplus. As for our sixth speaker, Jefri, and the title given is Virtual Reality. So virtual reality, he started with a very interesting fact, and I liked his opening speech because he kind of engaged us well with the recent news on Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. This is quite good because almost all of us are connected with the internet, and we probably hear the news here. So at least we kind of get engaged for the start. As a point of improvement is that I noticed your body movement is a bit too excessive throughout your speech. And I will advise you that you could stay firm, and you look towards the camera, and you speak, and you use the body movement appropriately, purposefully. That's the proper word. As for the seventh speaker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 speaker, Gaik Hoon. So she's given a title, which is quite a mouthful. It's basically choosing an emoji that represents your mood and emotion in the virtual realm. Is that correct, Jane? Did I recap it correctly? It's about what kind of emoji you like to use, right? Okay, good. So she said, Gaik Hoon began by saying that prayer is the emoji of her choice, stating that first is an indication as a blessing, as a blessing, and also thanking someone for anything. And last, and I quite like the most, is basically the idea of ambiguity. So you could use it as a high five, you could use it for other reasons, which is a sign of encouragement for members, be it members or anyone around us. And and I also like about her speech is that she gave a kind of good recap on by repeating what she said earlier in her speech. This is quite good as it keeps me remembered about what is so good about the prayer sign. As for to improve your speech, as an improvement, I would encourage you to you can make your speech more impactful by putting more pacing in your words, or you can put a bit nicer wording. Like example, you can say, you know what is great about putting a prayer sign other than prayers? It's not just prayers, it's also the sense of encouragement. You can think of this as high five. That is one way to keep us more engaged in the speech. Next, our second to last speaker will be Zhi Jun. The title given to her is Online Translator. So that her experience kind of resonates with me because I went to Hanoi and I had problems talking to the locals. I essentially using my phone everywhere. I talk to the phone, the person talk to my phone, and I can reach and all we have to do is read at each other's messages. Which is quite an amusing thing to do. But that is how things works when you go overseas. So she's expressed her experience as a tourist, and she says that what is how great that this application can help us in our traveling experience. And what I would like her to do better in her future speeches is she could use this as a call for action. She could say that use the app, when you're traveling, install the app, make your life easier. Don't struggle looking at their body language or whatever. Just use the app, make your life easier. Something like that. So this is a good way to indicate, this is a good way to call for action for us to use online translator applications. And as for the last speaker for table topic session, marathon, is Redmi. The title given is basically to choose whether which is better, listening or speaking. So she gave a very strong point on why listening is important. This is a good way to start a speech, is to let everyone know this is your main message here. Then she continued by giving a lot of points, which one of the points which I quite like is that there are two types of listening, which is active listening and passive listening, and then debunking what it means by debunking the myths surrounding the listening, which is i.e. being passive and just memorize but never put it in the post. Never put it into your own words. So this is something she used. This is something she used to debunk the reality about why listening is important and significant. So as for the points of improvement for Redmi, I would suggest her to speak more. Speak more, and in that way you are able to master impromptu speeches, and you are more able to organize your speech accordingly. Like for example, a head, point 1, point 2, and a closing. That will improve your oral or impromptu speeches in your future. That's all from me, and I hope I was sorry to say that I grossly over time. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for our table topics evaluator, Chong Yu Ming. Don't worry if you're over time. I can understand you had nine table topic speakers. Not an easy job, Congratulations, you did very well. I like that you were very attentive. Honestly, 9 speakers are not that's a lot of information to digest, but you digested it very well and you even listed out very clear. You even gave 1 to 2 good points for each of the speakers, and of course, 1 room of improvement. room for improvement. Now, some encouragement you gave was to add personal stories regarding the content, how you can structure. Another one is body movement. Some people move a lot, and then you address that as well. And of course, you gave that sense of encouragement where you say, you know what, it's okay. It's you didn't do this, but it's okay. You did very well, and that is what table topics is all about, which is to encourage each other so that we can speak and we can learn how to improvise and do impromptu speeches. So thank you very much for our table topics evaluator. You did an amazing job. All right, now after that, can I have the table topics masters evaluator? Now this is a special session because we have a member attempting one of her projects for active listening. So can I have the table topic masters evaluator, Ming Kang? Yes.
Thank you, Jeremy, evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is my evaluation report to Toastmaster Jane as a table topic master. So Jane, please listen attentively, active listen, and don't message in WhatsApp. All right, so first of all, the reason Jane is attending this project is one of the objective is to be a table topic master, which she has done, and not just be a table topic master, but to summarize each speakers after their speech, which she has also done well. Me personally, as a speaker, I received my summary and also even a call to actions. I can say that Jane has been attentive in listening to 9 table topic speakers. Well, next, to evolve your journey as a even better table topic master, I would suggest 2 things. First, active listening is not just listening to the content, but also pay attention to the non-verbal clues, like the eye contact, the expressions, and the tone. What I find missing from your summary is how the speaker express themselves. So you have done very well on summarizing Samuel's point, but I miss the thing which you connect with him, the emotion. I'll give an example. Samuel, very informative, but he has been calm in speaking, giving the speech. Well, Kenneth been excited. I think I was excited. So these are the emotional aspects that I would love. I would call it non-verbal clues that is really the points for you to connect with the speakers. Next, I would love to hear from you. After being active listening, have you feel connected to the speakers? Because that's the whole point. Otherwise, you wouldn't pay attention to speakers at all. You want to know more about them. So have you achieved that? Do you feel that the speakers are closer to you? Or this is what I would like to hear. And that's the whole point of active listening. Third is not about active listening, but being a table topic master. Very good. I am quite surprised to see that volunteers raise their hand. I don't know what magic that you use. Very surprised, very good table topic. Yeah, see all the raised hand. Just more improvements. Don't expect everyone to know everything about table topics, right? I am a Toastmaster, so I know, but maybe guests, they would like to know the rules, the timing sheets, the background, at which minutes they turn yellow and red and green. Being a good MC, first, you have to make things clear. Second, be encouraged. You nail the second part, being encouraging, but make things clear, still have a road to go. That's my evaluation. Thank you.
All right, very well done. Thank you so much, our table topic masters evaluator, Ming Kang. Well, I really liked your evaluation because first part, you actually addressed that she achieved her purpose as a table topics master, which is her project active listening. So after each she needs to do like a summary to make sure that she's listening and to actually catch whatever each table topic master has said. And table topic speaker has said. Well, I think there is a few points that I can give you so that you can actually enhance your evaluation is to firstly add more points on what you like about her session. Like for me personally, I think that she is a very attentive listener. And after that, she also summarizes all the key points very well. I think you mentioned it below when you were giving your points of evaluation, but why not give her that spotlight during the setting of your evaluation, where you actually say things that, oh, okay, Jane, I like this and I like this. Keep it up. I think that with this and additionally with my evaluation, it can be a lot better session. And of course, I love that you gave examples during your evaluations. That means you had 3 points, right? For the room of improvement, and each of them you actually gave examples. So she actually knows what she is weak in. And of course, with your examples, she knows and can pinpoint each point that she can actually improve on. So that is a really nice evaluation from Ming Kang. Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Sorry. Tongue tied. Okay. Okay, now can I have the first speaker evaluator? First speaker we had was Zhi Jun, which is the Vice President Education, if I'm not mistaken. Now, can I have her evaluator, Jefri?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Zhi Jun, well done on completing your project speech. Here are my humble opinions after listening attentively to your story. I hope that after this evaluation, your storytelling level will go from repetitive menu at the cafeteria to Christopher Nolan level. And with that, I want you to listen closely so that you can improve in your future speeches if you choose to take on similar project speech. First of all, I like that you started off in your opening. You mentioned about having a dream. This was actually a quote by Martin Luther King. And adding a quote to a speech adds the interesting factor to your story. Secondly, I like that you are very energetic. Your enthusiasm will indirectly increase the level of engagement you have with the audience. I personally relate a lot to the stories you have mentioned, because you mentioned about being from a strong Chinese background, then eventually having to taste Malay food, fried chicken, goreng, all sorts of goreng and whatnot, and then mingling with your Malay friends, and who knows, one day you will get what we Malay call balak. And what balak means is another term for Malay boyfriend. I guess that is something that we have been etched in our mind, and I want to say on behalf of the audience, because like my mom is also very strong Chinese Buddhist, go temple every day, then eventually met my Malay father, and that's how I'm here today. Anyways, that is what I think are the strengths. I have a lot more to say, but I will state it in the report and message you personally because I don't have the privilege of time. And the points of improvement, I noticed that in terms of the camera position, that we are like looking above, right? So we were like looking at your chin. I suggest what you can do is you can take, like, for example, in my camera position where it's like the shoulder length, and then maybe the border at the maximum is just at the top of the head, so that we can see clearly, because throughout your speech we could only see your fingers. But it's okay because it's a virtual presentation. Yes, better, much better. If you have done that, then I wouldn't have to comment about this. And the second part is, I think you should maybe have a Zoom background, because we can see all your personal things like your aircon, your curtain. It makes me feel too comfortable. And yeah, that's my 2 cents. I enjoyed listening to your speech. Thank you for taking your time, even though you're very busy as a VPE. And that's all from me. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Okay, thank you so much, Jeffrey, for the evaluation. Well, I really like it because I love how during the start, the encouragement was really there. Like if I was Zhi Jun, I received that kind of evaluation, I'll be very motivated, very encouraged to actually continue and improve my speeches because it was that encouragement in the beginning. And of course, you emotionally related to her speech, and that is what is a evaluator supposed to do because we want to relate to whatever the speaker is saying, and that's how we can actually evaluate. And of course, I like that you added a bit of your flair, your humor to it, and it was a very good evaluation session. Thank you. Okay, now we have the last speaker evaluator, which is the second speaker's evaluator for Kenneth and Li Ling. Yes, Li Ling?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
For our second speaker, Kenneth, I like your speech very much. The first thing I like your speech is about you maintain eye contact throughout your speech and you look confident to me. And the second thing I like is you use the image. Although you only show us one image, however, the image is very powerful and it leaves impression much better than you use words. And third thing I like about your speech is you use your personal story. You told us that you are 3-year student from UM, and you even share with us that house driver in KL and Penang. Furthermore, you gave us some positive messages that we can bring back. Right? For example, we cannot see problem as a problem. However, we have to see the problem as an opportunity. You even share with us that you were very afraid to drive in Kuala Lumpur. However, practice makes perfect. In order to overcome your fear, you have to drive more in Kuala Lumpur. Here's comes to my humble suggestion for you. The first thing is that engage with audience. Like maybe you can say like, ladies and gentlemen, have you been to Kuala Lumpur and Penang before? How's they drive? If they drive very fast, type 1 in the chat box. If you think they are slow driver, type 2. Let me see the response. Yeah, you can make like engagement so that it will make like two-way communication. And your speech, you mentioned that you were hit by your car will hit by a careless driver. Fortunately, eventually you will get compensation. Maybe you can show us that since you mentioned that driving, you can show us the sign of driving. You know, like driving, you were happily driving. Unfortunately, you were hit by a car. Yeah, you know, like bang. Like you can show us that how you show frustration because your car being hit by a careless driver, and because of your car has to be repaired. You can tell us the audience that because you did not have car right now, you have to like maybe take a Grab or taxi because you do not have transportation. You can show us frustration that you met an accident, and you can show us how you fear of driving. All in all, I like your speech, and by applying on engagement and a bit of conveying a vocabulary and pace, I believe your speech will be wonderful and inspiring. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Lilian, for the evaluation for our second speaker, Kenneth. Well, what I like about your evaluation is that you're very clear and you're very concise. You come in and your language, your vocal tone is very clear, very easy for me, and as I believe for the speaker to understand as well. And you actually give really good suggestions during your room for improvement segment. They were really good suggestions for the speaker to improve on. And also similar to Ming Kang just now, you gave examples when it comes to your suggestions. So it was a very good evaluation meeting. Okay, now with all the evaluations for speakers all done, now let's go to the technical side of things. Okay, the first one I have is the Grammarian's Report. Now, I believe that with all of our evaluation session today, I think that all of us can evolve to become better speakers from here on today. So can I have Yasmine? Yes, our grammarian tonight is Yasmine.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I will share my screen now.
Yasmine, very echoey, yeah.
Is it still echoing?
Yeah, it's still.
Oh no. Hold on. Let me check first.
Oh, Jeffrey, try to close the mic.
Yasmine, try to speak.
It's still echoing. Maybe we can move to another room.
Sure, not a problem. Okay, now can I have the R counters report by Samuel?
All right. Let me share my screen too.
Okay.
Oh, so this is the report for this evening's counter, and I will just quickly go through. So for first, you have Nicholas. There's no pause fillers, and for me, there's one arm, and so Terry, 3 arms, 1 so. Jane, so we have a lot of souls here. Nicholas will be so also. Yes. Ming Kang is and Kenneth, none. Jefri, none. Gaik Hoon, 2 arms. Zhi Jun, 1 arm. Repeated word, okay. And interjection, so, a lot of souls. 5 so. And Rini, 5 1 technically. Yuming, 3, about, SS. Shuen, okay, and 1 and Li-Ling didn't pick up any. So that's the R counters for this evening. Well, back to you, Toastmaster Shuen.
Wow, very good report, very tentative. And congratulations for those without speech crutches. You did a very good job today. Can I have like a round of applause? Congratulations, everyone. Okay, before I forget, I think I've actually forgotten, which is the vote for the best evaluator session. Now, I think the ASAA, has, is it? ASAA? Yes, Joshua, sorry, ASAA Joshua. The SSA already posted the link for the best evaluator. So go and vote. Okay. Is Yasmine back? If not, then I will just continue with the timers first. Timer report. Okay, I don't see her. Okay.
Yasmine is left.
Is she back yet? No, right?
Okay. Maybe she just I think she rejoined. Try to rejoin.
Okay. Then I go with the timer first, then I'll wait for her to come back. Okay. Now, can I have our timer for his report? Koon Yeat. Yes.
Okay, sure. Let me share my screen first. Wow. Okay. Now, for the table topic sections, Samuel used 1 minute but 58 seconds. Harry used 2 minutes 30 seconds. Nicholas used 2 minutes. Ming Kang used 2 minutes 14 seconds. Kenneth 2 minutes 6 seconds. Jefri used 1 minute 59 seconds. Gaik Hoon used 2 minutes. Zhi Jun used 1 minute 1 second. 2 minutes 1 second, sorry. Redmi used 2 minutes 50 seconds, which overtimes 20 seconds. Now comes to the project speech segment. Zhi Jun, she used for 7 minutes 20 seconds, and Kenneth used 5 minutes 50 seconds. For the evaluation part, Yasmine used 12 minutes 39 seconds, which overtimes 1 minute 9 seconds. Ming Kang used 3 minutes 11 seconds. For the speech evaluation, first speech evaluators, the Jefri used 3 minutes 24 seconds and Lily used 3 minutes 29 seconds. For Samuels, it used 1 minute 6 seconds for our contest report. Wow, I used 1 minute 16 seconds for my timer report. That's all from me. Thanks.
Thank you very much for answering. I like how you actually time yourself during your own report as well. That's quite entertaining as well. There's actually one thing for the timers report. I think for this meeting, I think we only have one guest. So sometimes I think it will be a lot better if before any session, the timer can just remind everyone that, okay, for this table topic session, it's about 2 to 3 minutes. Right, yeah, correct, 2 to 3 minutes. 1 to 2 minutes, sorry, what am I saying? 1 to 2 minutes. And then after that, for prepared speech, it's about 5 to 7. It's just like a reminder for everyone because I think we all know that Toastmasters, we take value in our time. And sometimes when we have guests who come in whenever they do, we can actually remind them so that they know the flow of the whole thing. Anyways, I really like the very comprehensive timers report. Thank you for that. Yasmine, are you back? I think I see you.
Am I still echoing?
Yeah, amazing. It's good. It's good.
Oh,
You're good.
thank God. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, I'll pass the floor to you.
To Madam General Evaluator. Let's go straight to my grammarian report. The word of the day, evolve, was used 9 times today. Jefri once, Nicholas once, Kenneth 3 times during table topics and twice during his project speech. Zhi Jun used once and Ming Kang used once. For improper use of words, when the speaker was explaining about online platform, he used the word less physical. I think he meant less formal. And when the speaker was explaining about Kedah dialect, I think she meant, instead of local style, I think she meant, she was supposed to use the word local dialect instead of style, right? And for the words, quotes, and sayings that I like, there are many. Nicholas said, evolve like a Pokemon. I find it interesting because Pokemon is one of my favorite childhood cartoon. Let's use mingling with the hustle bustle city life. Mingling means blending in. Hustle bustle means busy, noisy activity from one area. Can I use alter your thinking? Alter means change. Jefri, dream do come true for me. This idiom means that you want something for a very long time and it's already happened. Hearing is not listening. Listening requires understanding, by Renee. Zhi Jun said, my experience was horrible but fruitful. I like the word fruitful here because it means producing good results or experience. Meng said, shouldn't judge a book by its cover, which means not to judge someone or something solely based on what you see on the outside or without knowing the full situation. That's all from me. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Yasmine, I really like your slides, they're very pretty. And another thing that I really like about your report is that not only you mentioned about the quotes and the phrases that you like, you even provided us explanation about like what each of the phrases. Like you said, you like the word fruitful. You even explained to us and gave us like a small little English class today. You really are our English teacher for the day. So I really love your whole how to say, the technical report of things. Keep it up. It's really nice. All right, now it's time for my 2 cents on the whole meeting as a general evaluator. I already gave my evaluations for each of the evaluators and technical reports, so I'll just go straight from the top to the bottom of the meeting. Okay. Now, before the meeting is the agenda, which I actually received about two days ago. I quite like the idea of having the UNTMC role player group. I'm not sure how it works. Do you guys like bring in role, like this next meeting? Okay, there's like 5 external role players. You bring them in. Then after they finish their job, they leave, or they are inside. So whenever you guys need role plays, you can ask. I'm not sure, but I really like the idea. It actually sparked an idea for me to actually do that similar group chat in my club as well. Because one is very easy to liaise, and then it's like, oh, hey, tomorrow I got meeting. My whatever role don't have. I go and look from that group. Is anyone free? It's a very smart idea, actually. Now, regarding the agenda, I actually quite like the agenda because towards the end, after the schedule, you have the project speech details, you have the related Toastmasters abbreviation, because some people don't know. You have the word of the day. You also have external role players the name and where they're from, and any announcement. The only improvement that I think you can apply to your agenda is to have the title of the speech projects inside the scheduled agenda. Because usually, when I look at the agenda, I mostly focus on the schedule. So once I see the agenda, I would like to know, okay, this first speaker do what speech, what project? So I don't have to scroll all the way down. So it's the convenience, I would say, is a convenience. And another thing is that one more, because you have the table topics master, which is Jane, who's doing her active listening project, you can also put like a sentence at the bottom. Okay, she's attempting what active listening. Because when I was like scrolling through, I didn't scroll until the bottom. When I was like, table topic master evaluation, why got another extra evaluation? Do UM practice this as well? Or then when I scroll down, I was like, oh, okay, I have someone who is actually doing the active listening project. So I think these are 1 or 2 ideas you guys can implement. Next, we have the ASAA, which is Joshua, right? Yeah, I think Joshua or Koon. I think his name here, if you wrote Joshua. Okay. I like how you say this meeting number what. I think it's a very small detail, but I just really enjoyed it because when I came, it's like, okay, meeting number 360. Not that one of the meeting yet. Meeting 365. Okay, this is like altogether 1 year of meetings. It's a very cute detail that I quite like. It was a very good introduction. Very thorough as well regarding online picture taking, disclaimers, and so on. Very job well done for the sergeant at arms. Next, presiding officer speech. Okay, I think Zhi Jun knows. I was very confused at first. I was like, is the president not coming tomorrow? And why is the VPPR giving the presidential speech? Then only she told me, oh, we actually have this practice where we actually shuffle between the top 4. And I was like, oh, okay, that's actually something new. I've been to a few clubs, and honestly, UM is the first club that actually does this. And after hearing what Zhi Jun told me, I think it's a good practice. So you don't have to burden the president all the time. Every meeting need to do speech, right? Very sian, no? Like every meeting need to do presidential speech. Now you can shuffle. Next week VPPR, next week VPM. Also can train okay, very smart, you guys. So I was very confused at first. Now I think it's a very good idea. Okay, so Jeffrey, you said I think it's your first time, right, for your presidential presiding officer speech. Job well done. I like that you actually addressed all the Toastmasters from other clubs. First, the role players, then even the guests that just joined in last minute. I don't know how you know, but then you just know and you call them out to introduce themselves to like make them feel at home. Like even though this is not our club, but we feel that, oh, you guys know I'm here, and then I get to introduce myself, and we can be a one big family, which I really like as well. And the very brief introduction to the team, as so that is good as well. Okay, so good job. First speech, proud, very proud. Next, Toastmaster of the evening, Nicholas. Okay, it was a very good session. You did a very good job at hosting the whole meeting tonight. When it comes to the whole flow, joining each segment from role play introduction to table topics to photo to next agenda, did a very good job as well. And I like how you did the introduction at first, the introduction to Toastmasters, because like I said, not everyone here may be an international member. They could be just a guest joining. So it's a good practice to have the introduction. And of course, adding a bit of UM flair to it, which is to put your history, because we are joining UM Toastmasters Club. So I would also like to know what is UM Toastmasters Club all about. So good job on that. Okay, now for the table topic session, very active. 9, crazy. That's a lot. It's a very active session. I really enjoyed it. And just one thing that was slightly confused about when you mentioned, I think it wasn't, you didn't mention in the meeting, but you mentioned inside the group chat, you said table topics marathon. Okay, when I heard table topics marathon, I assumed that there were no prepared speeches. Because when you say marathon, it's like you marathon 7 km, right? 21 km, right? Not sprint, so I assumed that it was the full day table topics until I realized, okay, maybe not. It's just a slightly longer table topic session. So maybe you can change the wording on that. It might cause confusion, a very small confusion, but it's entirely up to you guys whether how you want to word it. And for table topic masters, I really like your topics. They're very short, they're very sweet. 1 or 2 words. Okay, virtual presentation, and what online presentation. Basically, very short and sweet. It leaves a lot of imaginative and creative room. You don't confine them into like, what do you think about this, or how would you do this? That means you don't restrict them. You just give them 2 words, and they can go anywhere. They can go to the moon also. So that is a very good session handled by our table topics master. And with that, overall, I really enjoy UM's energy. Not gonna lie, my chat, right? Ting, 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 all the way. That was not one. And I like how you guys encourage each other all the time, even during break before the meeting. I know I didn't participate in the talking, but I see that all of you very chit chatting, asking, hey, you go Thailand, right? Okay, I heard everything. I just didn't say anything. So I like the energy. I like the whole atmosphere of UM Toastmasters Club. So I hope with all the evaluations, all the points that I've said, maybe you can implement 1 or 2 for your future meetings. So sorry to take up so much of your time. Now I think I'm done with my general evaluation, and I want to thank our VP, Zhi Jun, for actually inviting me tonight. I had a great time. Thank you. I think I'll pass it back to Toastmasters of the evening. Right? Yes.
Hi, thanks for the evaluation, general evaluator. So I would like to go to the most anticipated moment of the evening, which is the award ceremony. We have come to the last part of today's meeting, which is the award ceremony. So we should go to the first one, which is the best table topic speaker. Do you know who is the winner?
Kenneth?
Nicholas?
No, it is Joshua. Next slide, please. Kenneth. Congratulations, Kenneth, with your facial hair and disconnected. So do you want to take photo with the Zoom master?
Can, no problem.
Wait, just to clarify, who's taking the picture?
You want to take the picture, Jeffrey?
Okay, wait, I pin Kenneth first. Wait. Okay, Kenneth, in 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, congratulations, Kenneth. I would like next to go to the next award, which is the best evaluator. Although it's kind of awkward that we're having an online virtual presentation, not a physical meeting, so we can't do any drum rolls. So the atmosphere is not comparable to the one that we had in physical meeting. So, but I would still try to have everyone to make this moment to be more better and memorable for everyone by cheering for the next award, which is the best evaluator, goes to Meng.
Well, this was
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Meng, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
Next is the general evaluation appreciation, which is Lim Shuen. Thank you for being our general evaluator, and we are so grateful for your presence here and for your participation of this meeting. We are very thankful. Jeffrey,
My
you
pleasure,
can take
my
picture.
pleasure.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
It's returning the favor for, I think, Ming Kang came to my meeting once as a GE also. So,
Okay. Next, I would like to pass to the presiding officer closing address as we have come to the end of this meeting. Jeffrey, the table is yours.
Thank you, Nicholas. I think it's not the table, it's the stage. Okay, anyways, here's my first closing address as the presiding officer. Definitely, I learned a lot personally, and it's related to the theme for tonight, communicating in the digital age. But now we are at 10 p.m. I would like just to skip to can I get some opinions from our guests? Firstly, okay, I will not pick Shuen because she already gave her opinions during the GE report. I would like to invite Alvin. Can you give us your thoughts on tonight's meeting?
As this was my first virtual meeting, I did not know what to expect at first, but I was really impressed by the energy everybody gave, especially the table topic speakers. It's really something new to me that they're able to improvise like in a better way compared to what I experienced so far.
Great, thank you. Glad you enjoyed. Next, can we have Toastmaster Gaik Hoon? Can you share us your opinions?
I'm equally happy to be here, and I'm very glad that Alvin were able to join because he's being a new member in our club. Like I said, this is first time online meeting for him, and for him to experience the different energy from student club where when you run virtually or when physically. When normally in physically, when you want to ask people for the topic, you don't have so many people will raise their hands, not like here. I think it's very encouraging for each and every one of you. I truly enjoy what I like the whole meeting is it makes me feel very real. Each and every one of you share from the bottom of your heart, and that I learned a lot. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you for the opinions. Yes, but it takes one person to set the energy for the rest of the audience based on my observation. Next, can we have Toastmaster Lilin to share your opinions?
Hi everyone. I'm happy to join here. The first thing I like about this club is because I feel like every one of you is very supportive and support each other. I feel like this is a very positive environment, learning environment that we want to learn. Toastmaster is like a place that focus on a good thing and we learn each other and grow together. That's why I joined Toastmaster. And second thing I like is I feel like the agenda is very detailed compared with my club agenda. I feel like it's something that I really need to implement on my agenda for my future meeting. And third thing I like this club and I feel like usually my club, if we invite external role players, we did not like create another club just for external role players. We like put in all together. We will like make a Cyberstar guest and everyone is there. And number four thing I like is I feel like my chatbot is like want to explore already. Too like the conversation keep popping out. I feel like this is a positive place for me to learn and I will join as a role player for sure. Future meeting. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Lillian. Last but not least, can we have Rene? Rene, are you there? Countdown 3, 2, 1. Rene, are you there? Okay. Oh, okay. Can you share with us your thoughts on tonight's meeting? Are you there?
Your thoughts on what?
Yeah,
Sorry?
yeah. What's your opinions? What you enjoyed about tonight's meeting?
Oh, the meeting?
Yeah.
I would say that the overall participation is very impressive. A lot of times, especially when it comes to Zoom meetings, it's hard to get people very involved. That's even including a very small number of people. So I would say that garnering people's interest and their initiative and their willingness is quite impressive.
Okay, thank you for your opinions. I think that's all. Yasmine and Junhong, any you want to add in anything else? Okay, I guess not. Junhong, no.
If announcements, then yes, but feedback, then definitely not, because all along UM is doing very well.
All right, thank you for the compliment. Okay, I shall now open to announcements. Any announcement from our side? Zhi Jun, Jane?
I have an announcement. So basically, we have a renewal campaign going on where you get to have discount for the membership if you pay earlier by August 31st. It's only up to 1,000 people. So faster renew and you can contact me and then you can transfer the money to our treasurer Joshua. That's all for my announcement.
Okay.
From me also, our next meeting are from on 31st July and 7th August. So there's one more speech slot on 7th August. So who wants to take the speech? So faster book it. That's all.
Thank you. Junhong? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I just want to clarify, just now you said the renewal campaign, that is until July only, right? Not August, right?
From what I saw, there's July and also August 31st.
What I understand was July only. That's from District 51 one or District, you're under District 102 or District 51? Your club?
51.
51. I mean,
51.
there's two campaigns.
51.
One is the one with the freebies. That one is until July 31st, and it is limited to first 1,000. And the another one is the reduced price with 45 USD. That one is until August 31st. Yes.
Oh, because what I understand, maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I understand that to get the USD 45, you have to pay by 31st of July. This is what I understand. So maybe you want to check, because this is what I've been told for the past few months. So you maybe want to check with that. So, because I don't want anyone to miss the fees.
May I just interrupt a bit? Thank you, Gaik Hoon, for highlighting on this, because yes, it's a really important announcement in terms of saving 15 USD. Yes, I have clarified with my division director, distinguished Toastmaster Henry, and by 31st of July, which is the campaign period, the whole July month, your renewal will be $45 US. And the first 1,000 renewals is for those who renew within the first 1,000 slots, and then you get the District 51 shade. So yeah, other than that, within the campaign period is still $45 US. That's what I'm told of. Thank you, Gaik Hoon, for highlighting this.
Thank you. Okay, I guess no more announcements. No more.
Sorry, Jeffrey. One announcement from me from this Division W. All right. To all the EXCO members of Toastmasters Club, please do complete your DISC personality test, because it's important for you to understand how each other's personalities work and how to allocate jobs to improve working relationships. So yeah, just a gentle reminder to submit before COT1. That's all from me. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Jun Hong. And with that, marks the end of tonight's meeting, and I would like to call this meeting adjourned.
Jom Pika.
Al-Safa. Subaida.
Zubaida. Okay, set.
For those in Penang.
Jubaida is everywhere, I think.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm gonna log off first.
Bye.
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 Where were you with Tifa?
I was working. Now I'm free.
Law.
Well, just now not free. Are you?
That's not free. Besides, I want to be low key.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Alvin, for joining. Thanks, Redmi, for joining.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks
Okay, bye
for...
guys.
Thank you for the session as well. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you, Alvin.